Hey, all that awesome snooping that they've been doing on us for years because of the Patriot Act and it's all legal and just fine? No, it's not. A government spy program targeting American citizens went beyond what Congress authorized. That is the ruling today from none other than a federal appeals court. The feds went beyond the limits of the Patriot Act by collecting the phone records of millions of Americans without a warrant or suspicion of any crime. So what does that mean? So what that should say and what that means is the Patriot Act does not allow you to spy on everything Americans do. It never has, and it never will, and you've been doing it completely illegally. That's the ruling today from a federal appeals court here in New York. Of course, we know about the program only because of documents from the NSA leakers, Ed Snowden. We would never have known that the government was doing this illegal and wrong thing had it not been for Ed Snowden. So now we know. So how did this happen? Well, the Bush administration and the Obama administration have argued that the program is authorized under Section 215 of the Patriot Act. But that section is coming up to expire in June the 1st, and it's already been, and the ruling today is none of that was ever true in the first place. But now it's about to expire. So Congress has been debating whether to extend it or replace it or do nothing. Today, the White House National Security Council said, and I quote, "We are in the process of evaluating the decision handed down this morning. Without commenting on the ruling today, the president has been clear that he believes we should end the Section 215 bulk telephone metadata program as it currently exists," end quote. The appeals court decided to let the NSA continue this program for now and called for Congress to find some sort of solution. Judge Andrew Napolitano is a Fox News senior judicial analyst who has been saying from day one of the USA Patriot Act, when we learned from Ed Snowden that the government was spying on everything we're doing, you said they can't do this.
They can't do it. This is a devastating setback to the interpretation of the Patriot Act put upon it in secret by the Bush Justice Department and the Obama Justice Department, which basically took ordinary plain language that Congress wrote, and even in a surprise to Congress, because some of the spying is done on Congress as well as on the rest of us, somehow tried to claim that there was authorization for spying in the Patriot Act, and there isn't. So what does this mean? There are other cases making their way through the courts. There's another case in Washington, D.C., where a federal district court judge, a trial judge, said the same thing, and that's been appealed to the circuit court in D.C. If the circuit court, which is the court right below the Supreme Court in Washington, D.C., says the same thing as this circuit court here in New York City said today, the NSA spying is stopped dead in its tracks, and it will have to stop.
Unless they just don't stop it. Well, I mean, we never would have known about this.
Well, that is true. Their fidelity to law is not the best, and their passion for secrecy is extraordinary. They, I'm sure, believe they're doing the right thing, but now a court said you're not. The funny thing is, this particular statute that they say lets them do the spying expires at the end of this month. So basically what the court said is, this is wrong. Congress, you never authorized it. But it's only another 3 weeks before the statute doesn't exist anymore. So Congress, you decided. Congress, if you want to tell the NSA that they can spy on all Americans all the time, if you think you have the political will to do that, go ahead and do it, and then we'll decide if it's constitutional.
Which it isn't.
We know it's not constitutional, and the hints about it not being constitutional are all in here, but the court did not directly address that.
Why doesn't anybody care about this? You know, there is a group down in Texas that seems to think that the United States Army is about to come in there and take the state over. Nobody wants it. No one's coming down there to do that. And yet they've already taken over everything that we are, and nobody seems to care. They listen to all our phone calls, and they keep them.
I have often argued where is the outrage, and there should be outrage. The government has persuaded people that by invading our privacy it is keeping us safe, but it's not. Look, in the NSA treasure trove were the emails and text messages of those two monsters and idiots outside of Dallas on Sunday night that tried to shoot up people for having a conversation about Islamic cartoons. Were they stopped by the NSA? No.